488 rolling. All right. To my surprise, looks like we're ready to roll with this thing. And let's see how it looks. No wobbly wheel, nice and smooth. That's what I like to see. So there's an update. Good news, it looks like the 488's finally done. I had to get drastic. It doesn't have the door panel in it right now because this thing is on back order for so long. So and this looks terrible now. But I think when it's in the car and everything's mounted up to it, it's not going to look too bad, and we'll get away with it until the other door panel comes in. But me telling the insurance company we're waiting 2 months on the door panel and trying to get that money is not a play. The shocks, this is all the stuff that came out of it. The entire suspension was swapped on the driver's side. Rotors, wheel bearings were screwed. This is the plate behind that. The shocks were both bent. I think it's just because when he slid sideways into the thing, I think he just sort of took all the impact, and which is good, took all the impact in the suspension components. Now, stuff like this, I don't know how necessary. Like, it's hard to tell which components are bent, but there was so much stuff screwed up, like this axle in the back was bad. You're better off just swapping everything so you know you have a clean, fresh car. And hopefully we do have a clean, fresh car. Here you got the Bentley as we're updating. So the Bentley has some issues, and it's always had issues, being a heavy car. And that's just what you get with a big, heavy luxury car. The wheels tend to take a beating, and Bentley has cool looking wheels. This has got the Mulliner wheels. But if you hit a pothole, and you have to really jack a pothole, but if you hit a pothole anywhere in between the spokes, it tends to be, I don't want to say softer, but it tends to bend. And there's nothing you can really do about that. And then since it's a 3-piece wheel, they have to come out and they have to take the wheels out. They can't. I love this car. Can I just say how much I love this car? Everything about this car is just like, it's me. I like it, but I just would never spend the money on it until, obviously, I don't have a mortgage. But the wheels tend to bend a little bit, so that happens. But instead of charging customers for a new wheel, I just send it out, get it repaired, and that costs a couple $100, and we're back on the road. You know what I want to show you? I want to show you the warehouse. Can you come with me? I'm going to show you the warehouse. All right, so the sun magically just came out, but here's the warehouse update. As you can see, we put in a nice new door, and we're waiting on the ramp to be poured. The ramp is going to be poured next week, but once the ramp is poured, we'll be good to go. There's really not much left to do before we get the CO. Let me just open this. It gets mighty dark in here when you do that. The only things we have left to do in here, obviously we'll get this two little piles of garbage out. We got all that scrap metal out. I'm gonna put a safety bollard here, which is just gonna be one more level of, you have to get through it to get out, as far as a security measure, because that's the only exit out of the building with a vehicle, so we'll have that. You can see the difference here. Let's see as we zoom in. The finished sheetrock, or the sheetrock is finished up to the ceiling, but the part where it's spackled is only up to there on some parts of the wall. Others, it's all the way up to the top. They're going to finish that by Saturday. Once it's completely sheetrocked and spackled, then we can paint it. The walls, I was thinking about going, instead of just the old Gotham, the yellow and gray, yellow and black, whatever it is, I'm going to do blue and yellow, something like that. So also thinking about going blue with the floors, because to me it's just different. I've had gray floors for the last decade, so I figured something will mix it up. We have to put the door in there, the safety lights up, the double door over there, and then last thing we have to do is we just have to install these safety posts here. The safety posts and railings are obviously to prevent a car from backing into the gas meters, because you know what, that doesn't end well. But other than that, so we're painting the walls, painting the floor, and then we're good. And then this place is going to be kicking. I'm going to have cars. I'll have 4 there, 8, 16, 20, 22 cars along that back wall. So that's going to be something to see. And the rest of it's going to just be open space for us to store cars and do what we got to do. So there's your update. The warehouse is coming along. We should have a CO next week. Once we have the CO, we'll start moving cars in here and we'll be good to go. I think this is the last progress update on the warehouse. The next update is going to be moving on in. So see you then. I just figured I'd give you a quick update and keep you guys in the loop as to what's going on. And this was not cheap. This probably, let's just say like $45,000 to this point. So we'll probably be out the door at like 60, but it'll at least be a nice space to work out of. It sucks because it's like a huge cash outlay in one shot, and usually the cash that I put out gets me a car that can make me money. This just gives me a place to store cars. So it is what it is. That's business. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. For those of you not familiar with my other company, I started a company called Adventure Drives, which combines driving and bucket list travel. It's a lot of fun. Our next trip, we're off to Europe in July. If you're interested, prices can be done per person. Don't worry if you don't have somebody to go with you, we can match you up with somebody. You can check the link in the description for adventuredrives.com and sign up today.